Pa da, pa zato ću ja tam spustiti, ajde do tam, čekaj.
One of the main topics for Kontejner is the body, that is to say the ambiguity and its status as a political entity, as a cyborg, or as a network entity, and so on. So this is a part of the project Hospital. The project actually explores the ways in which social mechanisms and power relations and ideology are physically inscribed into the body. The project focuses mainly on this type of live art and performances. So it is actually about the body that intervenes or is intervened into. And from that radical practices derives this Extravagant Bodies project. So Kontejner actually has three annual projects. Extravagant Bodies is one of them. They are usually presented in a festival form and are okay. This is not so good. So first Extravagant Bodies Festival was held in 2007. It was dealing with the issues of physical disability. So the topic was the body as a tool for playing with different types of stereotypes that that see the body, this type of body, as a disabled person that is helpless. So it was really challenging, and you may also say subverting that mechanisms of marginalization and discrimination. And it was emphasizing the physical disability not as a physical or a biological fact, but as a social one. So we wanted to avoid this patronizing and politically correct approach to physical disability. And all of Kontejner festivals usually consist of an international exhibition, performances, film program, theoretical publication, and a round table. This is the next festival edition in 2010. It was dedicated to mental health, including mental disorders and intellectual disabilities. So it actually questioned the attitudes of society towards the institutional definition of mental health. During the festival, we were collaborating with different state institutions, mental hospitals, and that was really interesting and inspiring for us to reach into the state organizations. So the art projects presented at the festival also did not aim to rehabilitate, and they were not humanitarian, but they called into question the very existence of mental illness and the taboos and the stigmas of intellectual disabilities. So they kind of spoke from the position of mental condition.
Art Touch Me is a festival that is focused on the encounter of body and technology, which can sometimes be uncomfortable but also pleasant. So sometimes we show in this project both things. The project is shows investigative art practices and often breaks boundaries of technical pessimism and also technical positivism. And the project actually started in 2002. There were held a series of individual art events, but it later developed into a festival, like other Kontejner projects. So the first edition of the festival was held in 2005 in Zagreb, and it was subtitled Intelligence, Abuse and Use, and it tackled the issue of intelligence and information abuse, manipulation of techno-scientific discoveries, media, entertainment, industries, etc. Yeah, the latest edition of the festival was held in 2011 with the subtitle Energy Abuse and Use. And it focused on the issues of energy, and there were shown different artistic approaches and to the same topic, or to various policies on energy use and abuse. And the third project, big project is device art, which deals with use of devices as artistic medium, The term device art relates to art production that is grounded on the use and creative tooling of analog and digital and high and low technologies, which includes machines, devices, and gadgets. It was started as a comparative research project, and it aimed at pushing the regional scene to deal with technology more. And through the years it has grown into a festival. The first festival was organized in 2004, and it presented just works from the region, from Serbia, Croatia, and Slovenia. And the second one was was a bigger edition. It compared the regional device art scene with the Californian device art scene from San Francisco. And no, it's still there. So at this edition, the US artists that were presented, they presented the recycling of all technologies and waste that were turned into machines. And in comparison to the creational scene that was, or the regional scene that was presented there, it was our works, or the works that of the region were more conceptual, and these were robotic spectacles that needed interaction. Okay, and in 2009 we did a project with Japan, with a Japanese device art scene, and it's interesting that Kontejner and the device art organization from Japan started device art as a festival in the same year, in 2004, but independently we didn't know about it like a few years later. So, okay, now she's online. Okay. And some of these works that were presented in Zagreb at this 2009 Japanese device art edition are also presented now in the Školska gallery. And which is what is also important for device art is there is a comparative project. So when we present a scene, device art scene in Zagreb, we also go to this country and present then the regional device art scene there. So we also presented in San Francisco, in 2010 in Tokyo, and now in Czech Republic. Maybe I should mention that we also run a gallery. It's called Močvara Gallery, and we focus on sound art. So for the last 2 years we presented different projects and works that are in some way connected to sound. Yes, and what else? This is it. Our publications. Yeah, you can find them in Školska if you're interested. If you're interested. If you are interested.
You better be.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's it. So, Deborah.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. No, we can just switch to I have a PowerPoint presentation. I hate PowerPoint, so I deeply apologize for this. But my intention was not to apologize to you. So what I'm presenting here is IMM Media Lab. Some of you already heard about it, so for the few of you that haven't been at the round table of device art in Zagreb, I will repeat the same thing so you can go for a coffee. The rest, who knows? No, I'm just kidding. So IMM started like in 2011, yeah, after the workshop that was run by Cliff and Igor Brkic, yeah, and technical, very wunderkind technological. He works at the Faculty of Electronics. It was the first Croatian Arduino workshop. I think that more than 50 people applied for the workshop, and I was in the first round I was turned off
Really?
Yeah, they told me like, no, I'm sorry,
No,
we need
really?
Yeah. And then I called, and most of the people who came in this were just like calling, the student center, no, we want to come, to the workshop. And the workshop was very successful.
Can I
and
just jump in a little bit?
with the video?
No. What happened actually, we just...
Oh,
they
you want to
asked-
say?
Yeah, just a little bit. They invited us from Student Center, would you hold Arduino workshop? They actually made combination of those two people. We knew each other, but we were not close friends or anything. So we, said, okay, workshop with no special idea that something is going to happen later. And what I realized immediately when people showed up and showed a little bit what they do, that we have a little scene, because there were like 5 people with like some sort of finished or semi-finished projects that could be online now, and other 5 people that were basically quite well informed. So immediately after this 3-day workshop, I asked people at Student Center for space to make a hack lab, to continue this working with people. And then after a month or so, I realized that I cannot be chief of work of hack lab, because it's simply too much work. And in the meanwhile, Deborah already showed initiative, so I kindly asked her, like, would you like to just do this from now on? And it worked very well from that point. So thank you.
I also, since I was in a summer blogger, and I was a lot on the web and using these web services immediately after the workshop, I blogged in English about the importance of having something like a scene around Arduino and hands-on electronics, and also connected people on a Google group and made our own blog as something like for the organizers to see, something is happening, people are gathering, and you also have, every group has a dynamic, so, and people obviously wanted to stay together, And so this is how we started in the Student Center, and the Culture of Change department accepted this, and after this we simply helped them to write applications. We supply for the Ministry of Culture and the City Council regularly with our workshops. And the first idea was kind of to have a hackerspace. Actually, we don't even have to talk about is it a media lab, is it a hackerspace. We just needed a space to solder and to do and to gather together, to do something, to exchange some knowledge, and after that the rest simply, came. The education was something very, very primarily, because if people can exchange some knowledge, but sometimes they don't have time. And since the Student Center has its core, the core of the Student Center is also like education and workshop. So it was obvious that it fit together, and it was a nice opportunity for us to invite some people, to have like really trendy workshops that are around this DIY scene, this maker scene, and a hacking scene. And after every workshop, lots of very interesting people came. We didn't have any limit about the ages or with only students. What turned out to be the students don't have time because of the Bologna reform of education. They don't have so much free time. So we have a problem with animating actually students to come. But grown-ups came, with the different from different backgrounds. Now we have like artists and also technicians. And now after 21 months, it's kind of very small period of time. We really have a media lab. We really have something that gathers together technicians. But what it turned out, for instance, for me personally, that this experience is that I'm very allergic now when you talk about artists and tech people, engineers, programmers, or just people. Doesn't matter about the labels. If they've graduated something or not, they deal with electronic. They're some kind of little genius doing this kind of garage science, or in their basement soldering, doing great things on weekends, And it turned out that they're always like a technical support. So it's kind of a little bit. After a while, I was realizing that, especially when you go to the internet, there are so many things. So We don't discuss about ideas anymore. What we don't do, so as you see, we do many things. What we don't do, and what is not very, we are not very fond of this idea, is when we have a situation, an artist coming or a gallery sending someone who said, can you know, I have an exhibition in 1 week, and I have really a small amount of money, you know, but I want some installation that is absolutely not, even not in a real life, not possible to make, you know, I need people who will make it for me. This is out of the question, and it's really hilarious when you have to witness things like that, you know, because, as I mentioned before, it's a really, this art and technology issue is really problematic. So at least you have to have some kind of sense of real life in the context of electronics and doing your own stuff. You know, you have to be prepared. You know, nobody will paint for you. Nobody will, you know, do a sculpture for you. So just, you know, show us a little bit of initiative, you know, and do some elementary soldering, and then people can help you. People can, you know. So sometimes it's a little bit. This is what we don't do. So people can come. Every time they can learn, people will help them with everything. But you know, if
you can also pay somebody to do something for you. But when you come too late with like ignorant attitude, and then that's. But I think maybe the important difference is that it's really about creativity in Media Lab, and not so much about art. I mean, it can be, but it's really not the. There are people who do exhibitions like Maya, like me. Like you also, you know, and there are people who just like working with technology, and it works quite well. And what is really nice that we have total amateurs there. It's a place where you can come without any knowledge, and you will feel, not maybe every time, but you will feel nice, which is not I mean, we have some other hackerspace, like Mama is real hackerspace, and they do great things. But you really need to know your stuff before coming there, because they don't give a shit if you are not good in Linux and this. They are just, I mean, and that's their right, because it's their scene, it's their thing. But here is because there are many girls, which is important because of energy. It's not, you know, the guys talking about technology. There was this funny scene with Deborah, Maya, and Vana. And they had this girl geek talk, like 3 of them, like they go to all festivals and they know all the names, and it was like, I was laughing on the side, me and the other guy were sitting there and like watching this. I think it's kind of, not because they're girls, but it's different, it's really different energy.
Of course, they can be what they are, but they're also learning, even grown-ups, like 40, 45 years old people there, you know, and we are not like, you know, probably they have different experiences in real life, you know, but now they find people of the same interests. They find also here women that are not like scared of them, and they also are learning. It's crazy, yeah, and they're learning also how to actually communicate and to be more understandable. You know?
It's democratic play, because we can really all like those people like to smoke joints, those people don't. Those are gay, those are not. Those are and we actually don't talk so much about the differences, but
it's,
about
we don't. It's not about labels. And we have to go to the finish a little bit about it. Is that we have now really many sections, like the audio sections, like the bio section. We have an amazing biohacker, hands-on electronics. So. Then we would like to have more robotics, and then the guys also now started this Balkan rocketry section that is going to deal with the rocketry, but also in a way that people in Balkan would do, you know, with the old tools. So we are very aware where we are located, so we don't pretend to be like in Linz or at the Transmedial or anything. We are on the Balkans. We have the local flea market, the local habits, the local culture, and we are trying to do something, you know, around these kind of, let's say, borders, but there aren't any borders there. We just create and we just make, and we don't care about the rest. So I think.
So, because I do a lot of projects, and not all of the projects are connected with technology, but actually the one the first thing which was very important in my work was that I was trying to find connection between image and sound, and also another phenomena, which is like, which can be an environment, or which can be something, I mean, which we are surrounded by. And so I think there is kind of, like at least 5 years, there's kind of ecologic aspect in my work. So that's maybe what I can talk here today. So this is like what we developed together with Guy van Bel and Jakub Hibler. It's called Art Pollution Kit, and it came together that we were invited to cooperate with, yeah, you can't see it now because I'm not connected.
Just talk.
And it was an exhibition of Barney Haynes and Jessica Parker, who are from San Francisco, and they are really interesting intermedia artists. And so they make these sculptures which talk with the environment. Like, so it's a kind of immersive space. You enter, and there are sculptures, and as you move, you know, around the space, they kind of interact with you. And these sculptures are very nice because they are made just from special material, which is kind of conductive steel. So it also produces sound. And so we had idea that maybe in Školská can be a bit different setup, and we had idea that maybe the situation in Prague, like the quality of the air, for instance, or something, can actually operate these sculptures. So actually, that somehow the sculptures like survive or like suffer with the Prague environment, which can be very bad. I mean, now we are lucky with the weather, but if you come, I don't know, like maybe a month later, there's a lot of fog, and the air is not so good. So, and the idea was to develop this art pollution kit, which is a device you can build even at home. Yeah, and again, what it interests me is like to focus and kind of reflect the environment we are living in. And wind is, I think, one of the most measurable also, and you really feel it on your body. So I think it's kind of interesting way, and like a bit connection with sound and with image. So this is like the very first version. Now I'm working on the second version, which will be even smaller than this box I showed in Brussels. The point was that actually you can make pictures with this box, but you can see it also inside the box. So actually you capture the wind, let's say, in the box, and you can see it inside. You can see it here, but you can see it through the small hole here. Oh. Yeah. And yeah, there is another, because always when I do something, it's not like a final, let's say, kind of artwork or something, but it's always like in development. So this is like another, like this is a box, this is like another kind of version of the camera, but it's actually just, it's also using the wind, but then it writes what the wind says. I mean, of course it's a metaphor, but if you use kind of a simple measuring device, you measure the wind, so you can get kind of a strange time, like which is kind of a rhythm. And you can use this rhythm, for instance, with Morse code, and then this Morse code can maybe say you something. So this was actually, yeah, this was realizing a very nice place in Graz, Esk, maybe you know, Graz.
I know Graz, but
there is a hack lab, and above the hack lab there's kind of exhibition space, and this was developed in that space. And this is a project which is connected with it. It's called Noise Window. So I was visiting my friends, and I was actually visualizing their environment. I mean, what is behind the window. So you see all these pictures. So I can make it bigger because, yeah, these are pictures. It's like a visualization, but it's always connected with the kind of real-time image. And you see it's like a long process. This is like the daytime, and it goes far to the day to the nighttime, and these stripes are actually probably cars like going, you know, from the, I mean, these busy hours when car pass, like they have to go home to the city.